Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something straight. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Doesn't matter how good their life looks, how perfect their achievements seem, or how far ahead they appear. You are your own person, and the only race you're running is with yourself. Let me tell you something important. Your journey is yours, and only yours. It's easy to get caught up in what others are doing, to look at someone else's success and think that you should be in the same place by now. But I need you to hear this clearly. Your path is different, and that's okay. You didn't choose the circumstances that brought you here, and you might not even understand some of the twists and turns, but you're still on your journey. The truth is, there is no universal timeline for success. Success isn't a one-size-fits-all model, and it certainly isn't a race. It doesn't matter how fast someone else is going or how quickly they've gotten where they are. Your journey is uniquely designed to fit you, and it will look different from anyone else's. You may take different steps, face different challenges, and find strength in ways that others can't even imagine as part of what makes your journey special. Now, I know it's hard. We live in a world where we're constantly exposed to the lives of others. Social media shows us highlight reels, and it's easy to think that everyone else has it together. But you've got to realize something. You don't know the full story. You don't know what struggles, what pain, what sacrifices someone else has made to get where they are. So stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Every single moment you've lived has brought you here. Everything that's happened in your life, the good and the bad, has shaped you into who you are today. Don't look at where someone else is and think you're not doing enough. There's a lot of growth in the struggles you face. There's wisdom in the failures, strength in the challenges. And when you look back, you'll see that each part of your journey was needed to get you to the next step. The truth is, you can't rush your own journey. Some things take time, and that's not something to be frustrated by. It's something to embrace. Trust that the experiences you're going through right now are preparing you for where you need to be tomorrow. Trust that every small step you take today will build the foundation for your future. So understand this, your journey is just that, yours. No one else can walk it for you. The struggles you face, the successes you achieve, they are all part of a bigger plan, a plan that only you are qualified to live out. Don't waste your energy comparing your path to someone else's. Focus on your own steps, your own progress, and know that where you are right now is exactly where you need to be. Keep moving forward because your journey is leading you somewhere great. Growth comes from within. It's easy to look at someone else's success and think, I want that. It's easy to get wrapped up in what others have achieved, to feel like you're falling behind. But the truth is, real growth, the kind that matters, comes from within you. It's not about looking outside to find the key. It's about looking inward and realizing that you already have everything you need to grow. Too often, we get distracted by the external noise. We see someone's progress and immediately start comparing, thinking we're lacking or that we should be further along. But that mindset won't help you move forward. The first step to real growth is acceptance. Acceptance of who you are right now, exactly as you are, with all your flaws, all your imperfections. Once you accept yourself, you open the door to the kind of growth that lasts. It's Friday Night Lights. On CNBC, it's 10th in the morning when we traveled on a flat car train at 50 words. Growth is a quiet internal process. It's not about impressing others or keeping up with the latest trends. It's about looking at where you are and asking yourself, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? True growth doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, sometimes imperceptibly, but it's always there. It happens in the small decisions you make every single day. It happens when you choose to get up even after failing, when you choose to keep going even when things get tough. It's about your willingness to challenge yourself, to get uncomfortable, and to embrace the hard work it takes to grow. Look, you don't need to wait for permission from someone else to grow. You don't need someone to tell you it's time. The power to grow is inside of you, and it always has been. The decisions you make, the actions you take, and the way you think. Those are the things that truly shape your growth. It's easy to look to others for inspiration, but don't get confused into thinking that someone else's growth is a reflection of your own potential. Your journey is uniquely yours, and it's your responsibility to nurture your own growth. Sometimes growth comes in the form of failures. Sometimes it comes in the form of setbacks and disappointments. But you know what? Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn. That's growth. You won't always get it right, but you will always grow from what you experience if you're willing to learn from it. Real growth happens when you embrace the process and trust that each step, no matter how small, is moving you closer to who you're meant to be. When you focus on inner growth, you stop measuring your success by other people's standards. You stop worrying about how far ahead or behind you are, because you understand that the only person you need to measure up to is yourself. You are constantly evolving, constantly learning, and constantly becoming a better version of yourself. And that's something worth celebrating. Remember, the power to grow, to change, and to become the person you're meant to be is already inside you. It's not something you need to find, it's something you need to nurture. So focus on what's within, invest in your own growth, challenge your own limitations, and trust that the work you're doing on yourself will pay off. You control your own destiny. I know there's a lot of noise out there, people telling you what you should do, how you should live, and what your life should look like. But here's the thing, none of that matters. The decisions you make today, the steps you take every single day, are the ones that are shaping your future. The power to create the life you want lies within your hands. Nobody else has the power to dictate your path, and that's something you need to understand deep in your soul. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that circumstances control your life. You may have grown up in a difficult environment, or you might be facing obstacles that seem insurmountable, but I want you to hear this. Your circumstances do not define you. You have the power to rise above them. No matter where you come from, no matter what you've been through, you have the ability to change your direction. Don't let your past hold you back from your future. Your destiny isn't written by anyone but you. The choices you make every day are what carve out the path ahead. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's not about waiting for someone to give you permission. It's about understanding that each decision you make, no matter how small, is a step toward the life you want. It's about owning your choices and taking responsibility for where you're going. And you know what? That kind of ownership is powerful. When you realize that you are in control, that you are the one who shapes your future, everything changes. You can't let fear dictate your destiny. Fear is the thing that will hold you back, make you second guess yourself, and stop you from stepping into your full potential. Fear will make you want to stay in your comfort zone, but growth doesn't happen there. The real power is in your ability to face fear head on and keep moving forward, even when you're scared. Fear might try to hold you back, but you have to push through it, because your destiny is waiting for you on the other side of that fear. And for me, every day feels like a challenge. When you take control of your destiny, you stop living for other people's expectations. You stop trying to live up to someone else's standard of success. You realize that your success is defined by you, and it's up to you to create it. Nobody else has the right to tell you what your life should look like or what you should achieve. You set the terms, and you create the life that resonates with who you truly are, not who others want you to be. It's important to remember that your destiny isn't something that happens to you, it's something that you actively create. You control the narrative of your life. You get to decide what you're going to do with your time, your energy, and your efforts. Are you going to let the opinions of others determine your path? Or are you going to step up and take responsibility for your own future? The choice is yours, and only yours. If you truly believe that you control your destiny, you'll start making different decisions. You'll start taking ownership of your life. You'll realize that you can't wait for the perfect opportunity. You have to create the opportunities you need. The world doesn't owe you anything, but it will give you everything you ask for as long as you're willing to put in the work. It's not going to be easy, but nothing worth having ever is. The road won't always be smooth, but you'll have the strength to keep going because you understand that the power to succeed is already within you. So never forget this. You are the architect of your future. Don't wait for someone else to decide your fate. Take control of your destiny, take ownership of your life, and make every decision count. You're capable of more than you realize. And when you understand that you're the one steering the ship, you'll see just how far you can go. The power is in your hands. Celebrate your uniqueness. It's easy to get lost in the sea of other people's successes, to see the way they move through the world and think that their path is the one you should follow. But here's the truth. There's no one else like you. And that's not just something to accept. It's something to embrace. Your uniqueness is not a flaw. It's your superpower. It's what sets you apart in a world where everyone is trying to fit in. When you start to appreciate who you truly are, with all your quirks, strengths, and flaws, you'll begin to realize that your individuality is what gives you real power. It's all too easy to get caught up in the idea of fitting in. Society puts a lot of pressure on us to conform, to be a certain way, to look a certain way, and to do things the way everyone else does. But the greatest thing you can do for yourself is to stop trying to fit into someone else's mold. You're not meant to be like anyone else. You weren't created to follow in someone else's footsteps. You were created to blaze your own trail, to create a path that no one else can follow because it's meant for you and you alone. When you stop trying to be like someone else, that's when you start to live authentically. That's when you begin to see that the qualities that make you different are actually the very things that make you special. Your uniqueness is a gift. It's what makes your perspective valuable. It's what makes your contributions to the world irreplaceable. Nobody else has your experiences, your thoughts, your insights, and your abilities. And that, my friend, is worth celebrating. I know it can be hard, especially in a world that constantly tells you to be something other than what you are. You might look at others and think their lives are perfect, and you might question your own worth. But let me tell you something. No one has it all together, and no one's journey looks the same. When you stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on the things that make you unique, you'll realize just how much you have to offer. Your uniqueness isn't just something to be tolerated. It's something to be proud of. What makes you different is your power. The way you think, the way you approach challenges, the things you care about. These are all parts of what makes you who you are. When you celebrate your uniqueness, you stop hiding the parts of yourself you think others won't understand, and you start showing up as your true self unapologetically. That's where your true potential lies. The world needs the real you. It doesn't need a copy of someone else. The things that make you stand out are the very things that will allow you to make a lasting impact. In a world that often seems obsessed with fitting in and being the same, standing out can be intimidating. But it's important to understand that your individuality is a strength, not a weakness. Your story, your experiences, and your point of view are worth sharing. Don't be afraid to step into who you truly are. Don't be afraid to show the world what makes you different, because in those differences lie the seeds of greatness. Celebrate the things that make you unique, whether it's the way you see the world, the way you express yourself, or the things you care about. These qualities are what give you value. The world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs the authentic, unfiltered version of you. When you embrace your uniqueness, you give others permission to do the same. You become a beacon of what's possible when you stop trying to fit into a box and start living life on your own terms. So don't hide who you are. Don't apologize for your differences. Celebrate your uniqueness every single day, because that's where your strength lies. You are irreplaceable. The things that make you different are what will allow you to make the greatest impact. Own it. celebrate it, and let the world see what happens when you show up as the best version of yourself. Trust the process. It's something that's easier said than done, but let me tell you, it's the key to getting to where you want to be. There will be times when you feel like nothing is happening. You'll put in the work, make the sacrifices, and give your best effort, but the results won't come as fast as you hope. You'll see others achieving things, getting recognition, and moving ahead, and you'll feel like you're stuck in place. That's when you need to dig deep and trust the process, because the work you're doing right now is laying the foundation for your future success. I know it's frustrating. We live in a world that demands instant results, instant gratification, but the truth is that real growth takes time. You can't rush the process of becoming who you're meant to be. You can't rush the lessons you need to learn, the failures you need to experience, or the resilience you need to build. All of these things are a part of the journey, and each one is preparing you for what's ahead. Every step you take, every challenge you face, every setback you encounter, it's all part of the process, and it's all leading you toward your goal, even if it doesn't seem that way in the moment. When you trust the process, you start to understand that the journey isn't just about the destination. It's about the growth, the learning, and the strength you gain along the way. If you focus only on the end result, you'll miss out on the invaluable lessons that come from the challenges and obstacles you face. Every moment, even the difficult ones, are shaping you into the person who can handle the success that's coming your way. And success, when it comes, won't just be about what you've achieved. It will be about who you've become in the process. The thing is, you have to have faith that the work you're putting in today will pay off tomorrow. There will be times when it feels like nothing is moving forward, and you'll wonder if you're on the right path. But I promise you, trusting the process means having faith that every single thing you're doing, no matter how small it seems, is contributing to your bigger picture. It's not always going to be clear in the moment, and that's where patience comes in. You have to trust that everything is happening for a reason, even when you don't understand it. If you keep showing up, to keep putting in the effort, and keep doing the work, the results will follow. Success doesn't happen overnight, and anyone who tells you that it does is lying. The people you admire didn't get where they are by taking shortcuts or by avoiding the struggle. They got there by trusting the process. They stayed focused on the work, even when it felt like nothing was happening. They kept going because they understood that growth is often slow and invisible in the beginning. But the more you trust it, the more you'll start to see the fruits of your labor, sometimes in ways you least expect. When you trust the process, you're also trusting yourself. You're trusting that you have what it takes to handle whatever comes your way. You're trusting that even when things don't go according to plan, you'll be able to adapt, learn, and keep moving forward. It's about believing in your own ability to succeed. Even when it doesn't seem like success is anywhere in sight, you have to trust that your hard work, your dedication, and your persistence will eventually pay off. And when it does, you'll realize that the journey, the process, was just as important as the destination. So don't rush it. Don't look for shortcuts. Trust that the path you're on is the one you're meant to be on. Trust that everything you're doing now is preparing you for what's coming next. Keep putting in the work, keep showing up, and keep believing in the process, because your time will come. And when it does, you'll look back and realize that everything you went through, every challenge you faced, every moment you doubted yourself was all part of the process that led you to where you are meant to be. Trust it. Remember, you are your greatest competition. Focus on being better than you were yesterday and let the rest fall away. Never let someone else's light make you feel like yours is dim. You got everything you need within you. Trust it. Thank you.